This is Del K. Birds, and this is The Real Spiel. Can somebody tell me, my girl embellish gotta check her out, melanated, baby, melanated. Can somebody tell me why everybody is so afraid of the one world order? What in the heck is the problem? Honestly, no, seriously. What is the problem? Why is everybody so afraid of the concept of the one world order? Now, the Judeo-Christian mindset behind it is understandable when they say, well, it's going to be the Antichrist, it's going to be Antichrist, he's going to run the world. That's okay, that's a thing. That's a real thing. But you secularists who don't believe in that, why are you so afraid of the World Federation? Why are you so afraid of a Star Trek type of world? Like, honestly, what is wrong with a one world order? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Well, let me tell you why some of you are so afraid of this one world order boogeyman. Because none of you people have anything good that you want to actually do with the world. And so many of you are afraid of who gets to run it. That's right. You're afraid if the Chinese run it, everybody's going to be communist. You're afraid if Vladimir Putin runs it, everybody's going to be a Bolshevik. You're afraid if America runs it, oh boy, you can't let them boys run them stuff. You're going back to the Roman Empire, the Ottomans and the Turks, going back to that. Oh, you certainly don't want Iran to run it. And look what the heck Israel is doing. We definitely don't want the Jews to run it. So what the heck? The problem is that none of you trust each other. And so the one world order isn't about a world living in harmony, isn't about a utopian society that doesn't have borders, that doesn't see everybody as separate races, that doesn't have countries, right? That doesn't see the human family as one, which we originally had, right? The one world order is people living in their particular ideological igloos, deathly afraid that the other guy gets to tell them what to do. Oh, I see it already. You see, it's not easy, especially for men, to allow other men to be their bosses. Because you guys, you become barbarians to some extent. You become barbarians. It's like that in the office. You got a dominant male boss, and you got a whole bunch of other male bosses under them. It becomes the zoo. Now you got a female running the whole place. To be honest with you, I prefer it. To be honest with you, you got a female sitting at the top of the totem pole running corporate structures. A lot of times that office scenario is much better. You got one dude sitting up there, and he's an alpha with a little bit of an attitude, a little paranoid or whatever, a little bit of a quirky personality. Oof, Lord, you don't know what to expect. Off with their heads. So, going back to my point, we need to actually be able to articulate what the problem is, because you hear this in the voices mainly of Republicans, right? They're deathly afraid of a one world order. Oh, this is the one world order. This is the one world order. This is what we're all afraid of. And those are usually white men afraid of the world being run by individuals that are not them, because they know when those chickens come home to roost, they're in a whole lot of trouble, right? They know who they've pissed off over the years. They don't want to, listen, they don't want to let the Taliban come in here and run it. They certainly don't want to do that, right? Those guys have got a whole lot of enemies lined up, waiting to get their kick at the cat. Whole lot of people waiting to take out the British Empire, the French, the Belgians, the Portuguese, the Spanish. Come on now. The colonizers are shaking in their boots. You guys already have your one world order. It's called Europe. Right? It's called Europe. Great Britain didn't even want to be part of it. Great Britain's like, what do we need Europe for? Europe? Brexit. We don't need Europe. Okay? Great Britain's like, what? Why are we? They said, oh, the euro was the test. The euro was the test to see if the one world order would work. Was it really though? Was it really? Really? Are you sure? Was it really? All those people are from the same people. They're all Latins. They're all the same people. They might as well get together and form a one world order amongst themselves. The problem with the one world order is that you guys are afraid that if we run the place, imagine Idi Amin running the whole thing. That would be fat. Or Mugabe. Hey, come on, Mobutu. Let Mobutu run it. Bring Mobutu back. Let him run it. That's what you guys are afraid of. You guys are afraid of who gets to run it. I remember before. Thanks, people. There was a guy. There was two other pastors that I knew, two good friends of mine. They were okay. They weren't great friends of mine, but they're okay, right? And we both. I was pastoring. The two of them were pastoring, and we all had small churches. So I got them in a meeting, got together, and I said, "Hey guys, come on, listen. Why are we struggling to put our three little churches together and do our little thing? Why don't we combine? Why don't we combine our resources, combine our leadership, put our situation together? We all rent one big building, and we put our congregations together and we form one." So one guy said, "Well, what's it going to be called?" I said, "I don't care. You want to call it by the name of your church? You want to take on your church? No problem. Right? You can do that. But where's it going to be?" I said again, "I don't care. You want to move it to your side of the neighborhood? I don't care." But you know what was the final consensus why that situation never worked out? One dude asked, he says, "Who's going to be in charge? Who's going to be in charge?" That was the question. And he was the youngest of the three of us, right? Not the best preacher by far. But anyway, but he said, "Who's going to be in charge?" As I heard that, I knew the conversation was over. If three black men sit down and they say, "Hey, let's form a company. What's the company going to be?" "We're going to go around and we're going to buy real estate." "All right, well, what are we doing?" "Well, we're all going to bring our money to the table and we're going to split the company in three pieces, 33, 33, 33. And, we're going to have a consensus when we do anything, 2-1. If two of us decide, hey, this is a good idea, we'll go in this direction, then boom. Okay, good. That's how we put a company together. But a church? One of those dudes wants to be in charge. And guess what? It's usually the guy bringing the least to the table. That's usually the guy. Because he has the most God, the guy bringing the least to the table. And this is how I think people feel about this one world order concept. Who is going to lead us? And the thing about men there's two complexes in every man that I've ever met in my life. Two complexes. You either have a savior complex or you have a disciple complex. You either have to be motivated to follow, or you cannot operate unless you're leading. Can't function as a follower, or you need somebody to follow. You won't move unless you have somebody to follow. But working together, you see, women are submissive. So a woman can get together with a few other women, and all those women can pile together and say, "Let's make something happen." But men can't do that a lot of times. Very rare. And if they do, great things happen. If men get together and say, "You know what? We don't need to be a boss. I'm not your boss, you're not mine. We're just together." When men do that, great things come about. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know. That's all the time I have for this topic. Why are you so deathly afraid of a one world order? And don't give me a Judeo-Christian answer, because we know what that answer is. We know that you guys have a mindset that, ultimately the Antichrist is going to come up and run everything. But guess what? In the end, Jesus runs it all too. So you're going to have a one world order sooner or later. So why is everybody so deathly afraid? The secularists, you're so deathly afraid of this concept of the one world order. Let me know. Okay? Let me know. Because I'll tell you right now, I might sign up. I might sign up. If I can throw this passport away, if I know that I can go down there and I can work in Miami and, you know, vacation in Ecuador, fly over there to Italy and chill out and just I don't have to worry about this concept of immigration. How are human beings being told that you don't belong here? Like we're still attached to the land. We're still identifying ourselves by terrestrial ground. Where are you from? I am not from the ground. The ground didn't spit me out. I am not a tree. You can't move me into a foreign ecosphere and I die, wither away. I can live anywhere. I can live. You put me in the Antarctic, I will survive. You put me in the sub-Saharan desert, I will survive. I am not from the ground. So, I don't know why we are still identifying ourselves by the terrestrial places that we live or the sky that we're under. The sky here is the same sky in Africa. It's the same sky in Brazil. It's the same sky in Pakistan. The sky is the sky, baby. So how are we so worried about who runs the place? Who runs it? Or what religion will we follow? Yeah, see? That's where y'all stuck. You guys get stuck in all that. I'm not stuck in that. I worship a God who understands the fragility of men's minds, and he can work it out. I don't care what religion you follow. I'm not interested in your religion, to be honest with you. I'm not interested in it. If you're interested in mine, I'll share it with you. But honestly, me personally, I'm not looking to convert anybody. I'm not. I already know the truth. And if I get the truth all to myself, fine. If you want to know the truth, I will share it with you. But I do not have this incredible zeal to convert you from your ignorance, your perspective, or your dogma. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I really am not. Well, aren't you interested that souls are saved? You better be interested in your own soul. You better be interested in your own soul. I'm not sitting up here trying to convince anyone to walk into glory anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. My job, in fact, was never to convert you. It was to share it. I was ordered to share it. Call me Jonah. I'm ordered to share it. It's up to you if you want it. It's up to you if you want it. My job is to teach it. Your job is to get it. And if the one world order is something that scares the bejeebas out of you, that's too bad for you. I ain't scared of nothing. Because I know who I'm worshiping. That's it. That's a real spiel. I'm going to upload this in a minute. I don't know if y'all can take this one. I don't know if you can handle it. Who the heck cares about which man decides to tell us what to do down here? He don't control nothing. Del K. Burgess. This is the real spiel.